together for your players, Long and Fan Zhendong.
Fan versus Ma. First game, Fan to serve. Love all.
So here we go, best of 7, world number 1, Fan Zhendong to start. Net for net to start, the crowd loving it. You could hear the fans screaming before this got started for a chance for their idols to hear them. Now, people have asked about this. If you don't present the ball ready to serve and you're testing the wind, it's clear there, testing the air in the room. Ooh, punished! We don't see this too often. Ma Long stepping around and not coming back for the ball. Usually the ball doesn't come back.
Yeah, because it's played with so much of pace, but that's just a reaction, a quick reaction from Zhendong, taking the ball off his body.
Yeah, that was a self-defense shot there and played well.
2-1.
When we saw the replay, he was able to cover the middle with the racket head straight up. We saw some Ma Long fans in the crowd with their digital signs for Ma Long.
Let. 2-1.
This rally had so much going on. The change of pace from Ma Long as he slows it down and spins it deep, but Fan Zhendong seems well prepared this time around.
Yeah, he stayed close to the table. He had Ma Long well away from the table, but that's a place where Ma Long actually excels from.
Let. 2-all.
A lot of racket speed after the quick touch shot that received right off the bounce, and then the very spinny shot just missing wide here. How low to the net and how quick the timing is from Ma Long. This one just lifted up a little bit much. Good variation in the spin from Fan Zhendong. Pancake flip, shows push. It looks like he's going to play a passive shot. And these tricks are very tough to react to, but Fan Zhendong securing himself with a tight serve.
2 good serves from Fan Zhendong, taking a 4-2 lead. And we were talking about the players they beat. I think both of them had a tough round of 16 matches. They both came down from 1-2 down to beat their respective opponents.
Let. 2-4.
Oh, man, burned! This ball comes in low and loaded, and Fan Zhendong doesn't bat an eye. Just right back to the opposite way. This ball is gone with the wind.
I think it was played from the side of the table, right? It did not cross the net. I would love to see that replay.
And the power, the explosive backhand of Fan Zhendong. Now, in terms of power, there's no question that Fan Zhendong is the more powerful backhand. Take a look at that one that looked like it could have gone around the net, that dismissive forehand. Well, from this angle, it looked like it did. Maybe some nerves here. Well, he's up 6-2, a very strong start for the world number 1.
Let. 6-2. Let. 6-2.
Good opportunity taken here. Ma Long recognizing just a little bit of height. And he doesn't let the ball drop at all, just quickly gets quite aggressive on the shot.
Yeah, this wasn't the greatest serve from Zhendong, but there's so much of pressure on his serves because he knows that Ma Long is going to look at every opportunity to play the attacking shot.
just gotta love it out here. The way Ma Long can smoothly just sweep his feet around and slide over the ball. Just these brushing strokes, and Fan Zhendong's not only up to the task, but he's countering back winners.
After playing that first shot, he had to come back so quickly to play the return from Ma Long.
4 points down now, the Dragon.
That backhand, I mean, all week we've said that Fan Zhendong's backhand is so strong, and he just proves it right here. The one cross court, the down the line winner.
Yeah, to generate that much pace in a rally like this, it's going to be tough for anybody. And he turns it up again, the backhand. When he decides to snap, it's gone. Interestingly enough, the snap was actually Ma Long's. English, please, Ma Long. I love it. They loved, so last night Ma Long gave his speech in English and the crowd went crazy. It was like being at a live concert, and he was so charming just off the cuff when he spoke English. That said, Fan Zhendong closer to the interview right now. Dismissive. He turns and he twists, and the ball is untouched. A 3-9 caution to the wind sort of shot, possibly, Varsha?
Yeah, I think this is his favorite shot, the backhand cross court, and then he just moves to his backhand corner to play the cross court forehand top spin.
The favorite thing about that last replay we saw was Fan Zhendong had no reaction to it. Like, he ignored that the point ever happened, because it just seemed like, okay, I went the wrong way. He hit an amazing shot. Next. Let's get on with the next point. And now, 6 game points for the world number 1.
5-10.
And game point saved, but still a commanding lead for Fan Zhendong as he cleans the racket off to make sure he can spin the ball aggressively and control every shot.
The first down the line backhand we see from Ma Long.
And another down the line, but on the forehand side. That's a very uncomfortable ball to play, but well captured.
Yeah, he's reaching really well towards his extreme forehand here. Slightly too high, the return from Fan.
Still 4 game points left for the man with the serves here, Fan Zhendong. And well placed half long leaves him in a very uncomfortable place, right at the back of the table. 11-6. A controlling performance over a player who looked unstoppable yesterday. A player, when you watched Ma Long play yesterday, you thought, how on earth can anyone beat this man? But as Ma Long said with great charm and a sense of humor in English, I have a tough match coming up. I don't know if I'll be able to interview again, so I'm going to do the English now. First blood, Fan, FBF. That's what they call him on the streets. Look at this, making every opening attack count. And when it came in, interestingly enough, maybe I shouldn't say opening attack, but making his first attack count. When an attack came in, he looked so comfortable and in position, but Ma Long, as he does, crafts his game and evolves his game around the opponent. But a little bit late in this one, as Fan Zhendong just ran away with such a strong lead.
Yeah, we saw in the first game that Fan Zhendong's backhand is stronger than Ma Long's, but then Ma Long's forehand is probably stronger than Fan's. So Fan has just come out on top of his game. He looks to be ready for the occasion, and he had a strong commanding lead in that first game and won it 11-6.
Second game, Ma to serve. Love all.
So Ma Long back to start with the serves in game 2.
1 love.
His bread and butter, just heating it up and melting that butter away as he goes cross court to the deep backhand.
Nice move to his extreme backhand corner from Ma Long.
One all.
Little bit away from the table was Fan there, but played a good backhand right here. So much of grip and smoothness to that backhand topspin.
One, two.
Well, I think we're going to see something similar to what we saw in the women's singles final. It's a very scrappy game so far between these two. They've played so much. Speaking of which, there she is, the new world #1 with her coach. It's Chun Meng and Ma Lin closest to camera. Must be, I'm sure, a dream of a lot of fans to wonder what they were saying in that moment to be there.
3-1.
But the reason I brought up that women's singles match is the points only got better as the match developed. And I think out here, that's still, right now they're sort of figuring out the dance. Testing each other, seeing what works a bit. So the rallies are only going to get longer and faster.
3-2.
But they've both been going to end the points quite quickly in general. They've come in with a very sort of serious intent on the big opening attack.
Yeah, they're both such aggressive players that it's hard to see them holding back and playing too many long rallies, in the sense that one of them is going to go for a winner at some point quicker than wait till too many shots are played.
It's funny, there was a point labeled at the first towel break here, I'll tell you about it. A point labeled point of the century at the 2015 World Championships, where Ma Long first became the world champion in singles. And it was against Fang Bo, who was a bit of a dark horse to make it that far. He'd beaten Xu Xin, he'd beaten Zhang Jike. And it was two players trying to finish the point every single shot for about 10 shots.
Wow.
Of course, there was someone forced into a backhand, but it was spectacular speed. And I think these two, if they're both looking for the same thing, they're going to have to recover and do it again. 1 point lead here for Fan Zhendong.
Three, 5.
Good placement on that serve. When he gets a passive receive, a long push out of Ma Long, he's comfortable to open with that big backhand attack.
That serve from Fan was moving away from Ma Long's backhand. It was moving away from the side of the table.
Three, 6.
A little bit of a wry smile here. Ma Long still hasn't really been able to get his game into play. It's not why we call him the dictator. Normally he doesn't allow others to play their game, but Fan Zhendong came well prepared for this and is shutting down the dictator in this moment.
Oh, that
7,
forehand
3.
flick.
That's one of the toughest shots in the game. And when have you seen Ma Long toss the ball this high on a serve? I can't recall. You think it might cause some trouble. Ball not very high. Fan Zhendong taking a chance and executing perfectly. Just a little bit of wiggle room over that net, and that's enough. Back edge of the table here for Fan Zhendong. Ma Long's trying on these receives. He's changing up his placement, leaving it here short to the forehand. But his openings are coming back, I wouldn't say with interest, but just in a place where he's not able to put it away. Fan Zhendong's waiting there with the firepower just in case. Turns his back. That is confidence out here as he steps around for his favorite shot. Ma Long, GOAT 1. Greatest of all time. By any metric involving results, the conversation at this point in time is over. You can have another favorite. You can like somebody more. But he is the greatest of all time at this point in time.
Four, 9.
Nice long push to the backhand of Ma Long, who tries to play the backhand topspin but hits it into the net.
Now remember, this is a rematch from the Olympic gold medal match.
Let.
And according to Ma Long's
4-9.
intentions, this could be another match that we will see in Paris 24 for the gold medal. Oh,
10-4.
perfection. That's a handcuffing shot from Ma Long. It's low to the net. It's loaded with spin. And Fan Zhendong, with such a closed racket, leans way in over the table. What can you do here? This is just about it. Takes it below net height, inside out with side spin on it. And Ma Long with a casual block right down the line.
Yeah.
One game point saved, but a long way to go.
Oh yeah, this is similar to what happened in game 1. He's just now just trying to get as many points as he can. Total reflex action from Ma Long. Zhendong was trying to go for the outright winner again. He's had a few of them in this game.
6-10.
Turns up the pace, plays the backhand from out in front. Another game point saved. Ma Long tying his score from last game, but still a long way to go if he's hoping to pull this game out, which of course he is. Six serving 10, the world number 2, Ma Long. Surprise, surprise. Some touch play
Second
inside
game
the
to
table.
Fan.
Ma Long dealing with a short ball off of Fan Zhendong. We don't see that too often.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to play a chop return, and I think he just mishit the ball. Maybe his eyes were not on the ball. He was looking at Fan. But so far, very clinical performance from the world number 1. He's been playing some awesome table tennis.
And this is what they are fighting for. In addition, world rankings. Right now, we are looking at world rank number 1 in Fan Zhendong and world rank number 2 in Ma Long. But more so, look at this list. Hugo Calderano at world number 3, Tomokazu at world number 4, both knocked out earlier. Liang Jingquin by Ma Long in the semis. Dmitry Ovtcharov, we hope, is getting better in the foot department and back playing soon as possible. The silent assassin, Lin Wenru, number 7. Lin Gaoyuan, we haven't seen much of here in this event because he was knocked out earlier on, not on the TV table, but on a side table by Lim Jong-hoon. Timo Boll knocked out by Yukiya Uda, Timo Magic Boll, and Xu Xin, the Cloudwalker, the showman, Superman at world number 10. Again, this is not a glitch in the matrix. It is not a typo. It is what happens in a world where rankings change so fast and Xu Xin takes 2 major tournaments off. So him and Ma Long had a little bit of a break, and it affected their rankings. But this right here, we shall see. If Ma Long takes the title, it could flip-flop the world rankings for 1 and 2.
Third game, Fan to serve. Love all.
We'll know that quite soon, but right now, he's got a hill to climb. It's a 2-0 lead for a player who's been beaten in their last 2 encounters at the Olympic Games and at the finals in 2020. Ooh, well now. Forehand spanking inside the table here. Fan Zhendong has misbehaved on this serve.
Great forehand from Ma Long. Aggressive play. He has to come out and play aggressively. He's tried his best, but so far Fan has been just unbelievable.
1-all.
And the chop block finds the net. We saw Ma Long use the chop block quite a bit in the semifinal round. And interestingly enough, it wasn't one of his more effective shots. I think every time Liang Jingquin was very steady with the backhand. I like that ball check. Sorry, ball, you did not pass the test. 1 point apiece.
1-2.
Talk about reaction time. Ma Long loves to play the forehand, but when he plays it on the parallel, first of all, we've got the reverse pendulum serve, which isn't too common, but Fan Zhendong with a smart play to the middle gets Ma Long to commit to stepping around, and it creates the opening, which he exploits on the forehand side.
2-all.
The way he does this, Ma Long pulls the right leg back just to create a little extra space, to create more room to play the forehand should he need it. Take a look at this. That one right there, the right leg just collapses very cleverly. This is the game. If he's going to want to come back in, Ma Long needs to take this game.
2-3.
Peculiar. very peculiar point, isn't it?
It was a good backhand topspin, but I think he just wanted to play the backhand punch instead.
Stolen again, inside the table. Ma Long gets his right foot under the table and is able to reach out with full racket speed and attack that serve inside the table. Look at this.
Yeah, a couple of times now he's done the, he's attacked Fan Zhendong's serve on the first point and on the previous point. So he's looking to play the attacking shots on the service return.
Four, three.
This is interesting. For me, Ma Long is a player who always seems to find a way to find an answer. Like there's nothing in table tennis that he can't solve. Occasionally he gets beaten, of course. Shot block, and Fan Zhendong tries to go for the short side of the table. Again, you don't have to hit it over the net. Fan Zhendong knows this well. You just have to hit your opponent's side of the table.
Yeah, he
Shot block there, yeah.
Yeah, he just played it to the shorter side of the table. Maybe the cross court would have been the higher percentage shot.
100% it would have been higher percent. Interestingly enough, it would not have been a 100% shot, but I agree with you completely. And he's going to take his chances. Sometimes playing the safer shot at this level is a mistake because you've got the opponent there. And while it's a higher percentage shot for you to make, it's also a much higher likelihood that it's going to come back and you're going to be punished for it. So down by 1, second serve here. Fan Zhendong trying to stay in control.
6-4.
The surprises are starting to be effective. I feel like Ma Long is full of so many surprises. But look at this. That one just a little bit longer, and Fan Zhendong was setting up to come inside the table, but the serve came off, so he second-guessed himself and dropped the racket for an attack. Outstanding rally. Fan Zhendong leapfrogging around the back court and countering back. He's got so much spring in his step and so much gunpowder on both sides of his racket.
Yeah, it all started with that down-the-line backhand. This one, the quicker one, he had Ma Long a little bit out of position, and then he just played the down-the-line to Ma Long's backhand.
Nice side spin, the bending backhand, the way he wrapped around that ball. There was much less topspin on it than there would normally be on a backhand.
I think this was a chop block, but played down the line from Ma Long.
And the opposite side spin, I refer to that as like a fanning backhand. So it does have the side spin and much less topspin. Two points down here.
5-8.
Leaning over the table to try and play the backhand topspin.
A lot of people at home might be curious about the different surfaces, the different colors of rubber here. While they both play with inverted rubber, smooth on each side. The red side tends to be a little bit softer and springier, which makes the ball bounce off it faster. So if anyone ever lobs or starts hitting high balls, you'll see the players twiddle, turn the racket around, because they don't need as much spin from the forehand.
Two shots here, we see Fan Zhendong playing from off his body, so he could not generate that much of pace. Ma Long 9-5 up.
9-6.
Good pressure on the receive, enough length there for Fan Zhendong to get in with that forehand attack.
Just long enough for him to play the forehand topspin. Ma Long still has one serve to come at 9-6.
And heavy spin secures it low to the net. We've seen Fan Zhendong play some outstanding shots against low, heavy topspin shots. Watch the quality here. Let's see where this one bounces. A little bit inside the table to change the rhythm, not right at the baseline. To the other side of the table. No laws against that. This chop block sits up on the short side of the table, and the dragon comes flying through, wings spread wide. Look at this one more time. Chop block high, punched as wide as can be. Ma Long secures that point. I mean, he could have easily lost this if he didn't go wide enough. Fan Zhendong's almost able to reach that, and then he's got the whole table open. All he has to do is put it back in play. Easier said than done, and Ma Long with his first game on the scoreboard. Again, another peculiar set of scores. Nothing's been close yet. 11-6 to get serious momentum here in the third.
Yes, Ma Long played a very, very good third game. He came out attacking. I think he also changed the pace of his shots. He knew that he was being out-hit by Fan Zhendong in the first couple of games. Marvelous Ma, for sure, in this game. He was outstanding.
3-1.
Played a lot of counter-attacking shots, sometimes varied the pace, slowing it down. But when he needed to up the pace, just as he did in that last shot, he was able to. Powerful forehand topspins from Fan Zhendong, but great retrieving and defensive play from Ma Long as well. This was the winning point in Game 3.
Ma to serve. Love all.
So the plot thickens here. Ma Long with his first game on the scoreboard. And what started to be a runaway match for Fan Zhendong, well, the architect of a comeback. Ma Long's done this before.
1 love.
Again, adaptable. A man who knows that there's always a way, there's always an answer to find. He has no shortage of creative thoughts to solve the problem.
Love 2.
Change in the direction in the backhand from Ma Long. The first one going to the body of Zhendong, then go to the extreme backhand.
One, two.
Little fun fact for you. We got some cool statistics. In the semifinals, Fan Zhendong had the fastest shot that was artificially intelligized. It was 131 kilometers per hour.
3-1.
By the way, I'm aware that was a made-up word. I'll be making up several others throughout this event. But in the meantime, Ma Long off to a great start here to continue his momentum. Keeps the ball dry, and the hand as well.
4-1.
Haven't seen too many outright service points here.
Let 4-1.
Good pressure on the opening here. Fan Zhendong with the first towel break with his second point on the scoreboard. You know, it's interesting. We talked about the speed of shots. We'll often refer to Fan Zhendong as the most explosive player in the game. And Yukiya Uda, actually, before the semifinals, had the fastest shot that had been played in this event. But against the most explosive player, the title was taken. Oh, the footwork to get there. The last shot, he's just trying to keep that very deep on the table so he can move back in.
Great anticipation from Fan Zhendong here. Again, taking the ball off his body, and he was able to get Ma Long away from the table. Such an explosive first topspin from Ma Long, but a great retrieving shot from Fan.
Five, 3.
And we have seen on several occasions Fan Zhendong covering the middle with the racket straight up. I think he knows that Ma Long is so keen to find that very uncomfortable pressure point between the forehand and backhand that he's creating a little extra space and is ready. completely fooled on this one. I mean, Fan Zhendong was caught between 3 different shot selections.
He's so close to the table that anything deep, I mean, that was the perfect place for the serve from Ma Long.
You saw the Chiquita set up, and then he turned to sort of a chop block attempt, but couldn't get the rotation on it.
4-6.
You know, I was curious, the fact that Ma Long is 33, very few men play well into their 30s, but there was a generation in the 2000s, all in 2013, that retired, of Ma Lin, Wang Hao, and Wang Liqin. Wang Liqin played till 35, but that's exceptional. And if Ma Long plays Paris 24, he'll be 35.
4-7.
Such a good ball play to the body of Fan Zhendong. The slightly high return of serve, but Fan just chose to play a push return instead.
Caught right in the middle on that one. Ooh, this shot is good as can be. It just rail slides along that edge. That brushing, fanning backhand. Watch one more time. Push, open spin. Watch the backhand here. Heavy side spin. And Fan Zhendong waits to play it right on the edge. It was too pretty. Normally he'd acknowledge some fortune for the edge, but it was just so pretty, I think he can take full credit for that.
Seven, 6.
No timeout called yet by Ma Long. Interesting. He had 7-4 in a game that's, well, quite, I'd say, crucial in many ways. We've seen him come back from greater deficits, but you wouldn't want to let this one slip. We give too much confidence to a player who started this dominating. 11-6, 11-6.
Seven, all.
Two explosive backhands from Fan Zhendong in the last 2 shots, in the last 2 points.
Have a look at him here again. Opening, that's a fast one. Really strong follow-up to that opening spin shot.
Eight, 7.
Fanning backhand doesn't come down, although after the response to it last time, it's almost surprising that we see it come out again.
This is the first time that Fan Zhendong has taken the lead in this 4th game. So much of spin on the ball, and Ma Long was just caught in a very awkward position for the block.
He likes to change it up like that, and he's very effective at changing up the rhythm.
Eight, all.
Racket high for Ma Long, able to get the first one back with the backhand, and not a lot of time for Fan Zhendong to sort of recock, get back and ready.
Nine, 8.
And you can feel a bit of struggle here, like he's trying to force opportunity and looking for it, understandable. Trying to create that opportunity, of course, but he just seems tighter and that Ma Long is in better position to respond. The crowd pledging their allegiance here, letting it be known.
9, all.
Well, now 9 points apiece at the 3rd towel break, and another game. And by another game, I mean the only game. Another game in this event that will be decided by 2 points. We saw it a lot in the women's, but here, this is the tightest game and potentially the most crucial, pivotal game in this match.
The serve just long enough for Ma Long to play the inside-out forehand topspin. That was probably not what Fan Zhendong wanted. He has to keep the serve really tight.
It's amazing the margins here. The difference between attackable by Ma Long and not. Game point to Ma Long. Well, the tighter serve stops nothing. Ma Long touches it short. A clear decision early on, and the fourth ball is put away. It is not coming back. A narrow margin escape, but the plot thickens. It is tied up at 2 points apiece, 2 games apiece right now, but by a margin of 2 points. So with no coach in the corner, just a little hydration. The captain right back in this.
Eating and drinking inside the venue is nothing new.
So deep think here for the Dragon, the captain, the dictator.
6-3.
And mighty Ma here. He's been marvelous before, but he is mighty, no question about it.
7.
I think you and I both had the experience of watching him in the semifinal, and it's just chilling to think. I mean, Liang Jingquin is incredible. He can beat anyone in the world.
11.
He beat this player right here, world #1, Fan Zhendong, at the World Championships in 2019. But when Ma Long played him, it felt like his hands were completely tied, like he was under a spell.
Fifth game, fun to serve. Love all.
So here we are, game 5, momentum with Ma Long. Serves with Fan Zhendong, world #1.
1 love.
So the world champion gets quick and clever here to go down the line with the backhand early in the rally. I think he knows that Ma Long loves to step around, so he's going to have to try and catch him hanging out to dry. Predict the patterns a bit.
Love.
Good low spinning shot though.
I think in the first couple of games, Fan Zhendong, just his backhand was really on top. I mean, he hardly missed any backhand shot, and the difference in the pace was the telling factor, winning the first 2 games at 6-6. And I think he just kind of lost his rhythm on the backhand in the last couple of games. He hasn't been
1,
as consistent
2.
as he was in the first 2.
Credit to Ma Long for shutting it down. He doesn't give you the same ball. He recognizes what you like and says, yeah, that's cool, I respect that, but I'm not going to give it to you. What do you want? What's on the top of your wish list? Oh, cool. Not this year.
Three, 1.
Second point I've seen so far this game that Ma Long has missed the contact, just catching the top edge.
Yeah, just slight. I think maybe just the timing off a bit.
Yeah, Fan Zhendong is going to do everything he can to keep it deep, change the timing up, put a little bit of extra pressure on Ma Long.
Three, 2.
Now, in terms of the edge of the racket, I think one thing, if you're newer to table tennis, you might think, really? You'd think they'd be able to hit the racket, but the truth is these rackets are angled at such a closed angle that they're very thin. It's amazing that they don't hit the edge of their racket every other shot.
Three, all.
Common in control. Little head shake of disapproval from Ma Long. It could have been that, or it could have been, well, okay, I got away with it, but I can't afford to be playing this same pattern, or I need to come out with a bit more clear shots, clear tactics.
Yeah, I think he knew that the return was slightly too high, and Fan Zhendong was trying to play the punch down the line.
Oh, stops him in his tracks. Ma Long was looking for the forehand, and Fan Zhendong raced him and forced him into a backhand in that shot.
A couple of times already we've seen in this game that Fan is playing the first ball cross court, the second down the line. Side spin on the ball as well.
Yeah, that plan needed the perfect shots, and that's exactly what it got from Fan Zhendong. The wide forehand used to be an issue when Ma Long came back from surgery, but in the last, I'd say, year and a half, maybe more. It seems to be well covered, but he's finding it here. Fan Zhendong is surprising him. I feel like that's about the third time recently we've seen him play wide to the forehand for a winner. The fanning backhand works out.
I think all the 3 times that Ma Long has played either the chop block or that side spin, he's won all the 3 points.
Well, there was the one where he did that skee ball shot, remember? Off the fanning backhand. Fan Zhendong played it right on the edge. So now he's ahead, though. I think he's 2 for 3.
4-6.
I see a little bit more hesitation. Ma Long's ears have perked up to that wide forehand corner, so he's a little bit hesitant to step around the corner. Watch his positioning, watch his body here. You could see he was ready, he was anticipating, but still, that leaping forehand didn't come down into play. I feel like usually it would for Ma Long. 2 points down, 2 big serves here.
Five, 6.
That was a get it away self-defense move. Edge of the racket and Ma Long. There, look at the look here. I want to see the eye contact after this shot.
Yeah, this was body line.
Ooh, hold on, hold on. Oh, I guess it took him a little while. We'll see if we get to see it.
Yeah, we will, yeah.
Straight to the jugular there. If that doesn't shake him up mentally, he'll take it time and time again. He's 1 point closer now.
6.
Big point. Because what was wide open, that forehand line, and he was turning on the backhand corner. It's a dangerous pattern, but it pays off. He would have had a long way to go had that ball come down.
Yeah, I think Fan is again seeing that Ma Long is preferring that backhand side of the table. So I think we've seen 4 winners down the line so far. The last one missing, not by much. 6 all.
6, 7.
Ma Long in good position here, puts a little extra pressure. When you're Fan Zhendong, you've got a sense for the table, you've got a sense for the ball coming in, and you also have a sense for where the opponent is. So in peripheral vision, if the opponent is covering that forehand, it makes Fan Zhendong want to play it even wider, but the table wouldn't support that.
This is the first time that Ma Long has led in this game.
8,
And really makes
6.
that opening count. Doesn't turn the corner, waits patiently on the receive. So the fast long serve, I mean, that was a gutsy serve from Fan Zhendong. Bottle challenge to the baseline.
Having to stretch to his extreme forehand to play that shot. You can see that he's a little bit frustrated now. Ma Long has varied the spin and the speed on his shots very well.
8,
Snuck
7.
past here. Fan Zhendong keeps this nice and low to the net, as wide as can be. A scrappy point.
But how good was this return? I think he was caught unawares, but he just managed to play the chop return.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
Time
Time out here now. Interesting, interesting. Ma Long had a great serve deep. And as you mentioned, an improvised Fan Zhendong receive. So Ma Long wanting to capture this right now. We were wondering, you know, early on in game 4, not early on, but about midway through, after the comeback from, I think, 7-4 to 7-6. And I think he thought this could be a long one. We've had our 7 gamers before. If you go to ITTF.com, you can see their head-to-heads, the specifics. But these two have played over the past 5 years many matches that go to the decider. So that's some forward thinking there. But right now, what do you think Ma Long is telling himself? I know that's probably the toughest question on earth, but open to your thoughts.
I think after he lost the first 2 games, he's done very well. He's really put a lot of different spins and speeds to his ball and has played the attacking shots when he's needed to. He's moved a lot to his extreme backhand as well. And Fan Zhendong, after winning the first 2 games, has just kind of let his backhand slip a bit. He's made more mistakes, but he's gone for more winners as well.
The one shot that stood out to me yesterday when I think about the dangers of Ma Long turning the backhand corner was when he turned the backhand corner
8-7.
and hit what appeared to be a no-look shot across his chest to the short side corner. I'd be curious to see if we get one of those out here, but if Fan Zhendong doesn't turn back, Ma Long's going to be exposed.
7,
But a quality
9.
backhand. He plays it way out in front to take away the timing of the response. Look at this one more time. Reverse pendulum serve and leaning forward really on the balls of his feet for this shot. Oh, net recovery. And Ma Long with the wide shot. I mean, these are the staples. This is what really sets up a strong base for a player to continue on. Fan Zhendong came across the chest from the middle of the body.
Yeah, but he didn't get too much of pace on that ball. And even though it was moving away from Ma Long's forehand, there wasn't that much pace. And a great cross-court winner from Ma Long, bringing up game points. Oh, the quicker serve down the line. A brave serve.
Yeah, that's a Ma Long serve right there. I mean, Ma Long has pulled this off so many times, and Fan Zhendong under pressure gives the dictator a taste of his own medicine, and on the run, he gets a racket on it. It's nice to avoid being aced, but it's even nicer to keep the ball in play, which is obviously his intent. 2 game points left for Ma Long. Ooh, well now, the fanning backhand catches the edge of the table. Percentages go up, Ma Long. That was when he put his hands up, the bigger heart. Wow. He shared his heart with the world for years and years. Scoreline after being dominated in the first 2. He has a 3-2 lead. There will only be one in the men's singles category. One first-time Grand Smash winner in WTT at the first ever Singapore Smash. Ma Long has collected almost every title in the book, but this one is a one-time opportunity. If you have FOMO, well, play like Ma Long and win 3 games. Way from finishing this race champion of the first ever Singapore Smash.
Yeah, and I think the only reason that Ma Long
6
has slipped to
game.
number 2 was
Ma to
because
serve.
after the Olympic Games, he did not play in the World Championships, in the 21 World Championships in Houston. And he did not play the WTT Cup Finals in Singapore in December.
2 major tournaments.
Yeah.
1 love.
A bit of fire here in the Dragon now. Starts off game number 6 with a spring in his step and a charisma, a passion that might power him through.
Love 2.
It's so difficult to read. You know, we think about the greatest in the game. Chun Meng has been dominant over the last 3 years, and she comes out reinventing her serve. Ma Long comes out here with the reverse pendulum serve and is still fooling his teammates. The world number 1.
Love 3.
Forced into touch play. We know Fan Zhendong's got the feeling, and a timeout on Fan Zhendong's side. What are you thinking, Varsha?
What kind of a return was this? Moving away from the side of the table, and Fan had no answer to that shot. And so quickly, he's just like in under a minute, he's won 3 points. And he's already got a game lead, and he's also got time to think about it now. Even though it's Fan Zhendong's timeout, Ma Long has a timeout in his corner to try and regather his thoughts and try and see how he can finish the game right here.
I'll be curious to see what he comes back with in terms of trying to open strong. He's tried the touch play. He's got incredible touch. I mean, one of the most viral table tennis videos in the last 6 years was Fan Zhendong, the Japan Open, against Simon Gauzy, hitting a roller on the table under the net clamp. And that was one of the most impressive demonstrations of touch we've seen in the game in years. But Ma Long has feeling like nobody's business. I mean, I don't think Fan Zhendong, unless he can keep Ma Long off the attack with it, he's not going to want to get into the touch play. He's an explosive player. He's going to have to set that up. Parallels, backhand battles. We'll see. He's got a second serve here to get on the scoreboard. And the spinny backhand sits up enough that Ma Long comes down on top. Ma Long Jayo.
Such a good shot from Ma Long. Waits for Fan Zhendong to play the spinny backhand and just plays a forehand topspin on his own.
Not this one. This one stays a little bit inside the table. Fan Zhendong does well to capture this ball while it's still a little bit higher. Moves into the table from this angle. You have a chance to see. It's about elbow height for Fan Zhendong. At this level, they'll usually put that away. Big point. The difference between a 4-2 towel break and switching, oh, not switching sides, game 6 rather, but 5-1 at the towel break.
Such a good long push from Ma Long. A lot of underspin on the ball, so Fan Zhendong really had to play a lot of spin on that to get it across the net. Unfortunately for him, it hits the net and goes long.
How calm did Ma Long look in that point? Racket high, stands there, angles the racket, and says, give me your best shot. Watch this block.
He knows that Fan now has to take his chances and he has to come up with the big shots. So he's allowing him to probably, try and do that while he's just playing the waiting game. He's playing the more patient and the consistent game right now.
Good long push here. Surprising, fast and deep. Fan Zhendong getting his second point on the scoreboard. Again, 16-5 Ma Long against Fan Zhendong. That said, Fan Zhendong was quite young for a decent portion of that. Is only 25 now, but for the last 4 years or so has been developing and finding ways, finding answers to Ma Long's magic. And here it is, the deep corner on the line, the shot that had worked so well for a good 3 points earlier on in games. I mean, in a very short time span as well. He changes it up so quickly, it's tough to tell from his upper body when he's going to turn and play the line. Ma Long brought some of his towel with him, as you can see. The racket after the fast-paced rally. This is probably the longest exchange we've seen from these two in a long time.
Yeah, both playing very consistent backhands, but Fan Zhendong, I think in the last couple of points, he's actually found his backhand again. There were many mistakes in the last couple of games, but what pressure from Ma Long.
The finishing shot wasn't his explosive backhand either. It was covering a wide ball. Ma Long still testing the corners. Still controlling the points, it feels, despite 3 in a row now for Fan Zhendong. Oh man, Ma Long played 2 pushes. It was clever, but Fan Zhendong was prepared and he took advantage. Short ball, gets the net, goes push one more time, but Fan Zhendong hadn't fully backed up yet. Still a really impressive recovery to get that big swing in.
Yeah, so explosive on his forehand topspin, bending so low, knees bent low, almost on the ground. And he's caught up well to be just 1 point behind.
Ooh, and a break off the net. 5 in a row for Fan Zhendong. When he gets free, when he gets really loose, Fan Zhendong is just very difficult to control. And that's sort of Ma Long's gift, is that he's able to control just about anything. But whatever lead he had in this game, that 5-point lead has evaporated.
Let 6-all.
An outright service point again. The last time I recall that reverse pendulum not coming back, it was into the net. Just goes to show you how much versatility he gets in the spin here. And it looks like underspin. And maybe it was, but just wasn't heavy. And Fan Zhendong thought it was, so it comes back long and out. The power! That is the power of Fan Zhendong. For the first time this match, I feel like that is a shot where we can really see, even from that far away, that he can cause problems for a player as well prepared as Ma Long. The cracking backhand there.
Yeah, 2 explosive forehands, and then he just held his own even though he was away from the table. He played the backhands back.
Surprise, surprise, come into the table because Ma Long shows you, he misleads you to believe that it's going to be left short, and then the long push sends you backpedaling. Oh, that is fast. I mean, you can see the leg, that left leg, the foot of Fan Zhendong was still caught way behind because he thought he'd have to come in. Oh, the counters the speed, the octane out here right now. It just gets turned up another notch. They're going point for point, toe-to-toe right now. 8 points apiece. Ma Long waits for his opportunity, counters quickly. But by going to the forehand, there was a little confusion here. And Fan Zhendong, I think Ma Long was hoping that Fan Zhendong would turn for a forehand on the backhand corner. If so, that ball wouldn't have been touched. A little bit of a gamble. Business end of game number 6, serves with the Dragon. And he slows it down for a minute to break rhythm, but it does not bother world number 1, Fan Zhendong, clobbering that ball.
2 different shots from Fan Zhendong. First, the spinny one. The second, the flatter one.
Well, now, from that camera angle, it was tough to tell when the ball came up if it had a chance to come down, and then you could hear the crowd's response and the fact that the players walked away. But the pressure to the wide forehand, Fan Zhendong from down 1-6 is now up 10-8 with 2 game points to send this to the decider. Deep decider. 10-8 turned quickly. First game point taken, and Fan Zhendong is bringing this to game number 7. We thought the women's final couldn't be topped, and who knows? But these two, the clash that the world has been waiting for, is coming down to the final game. Only one man will be the first ever Singapore Smash singles champion. We've got 25-year-old Fan Zhendong, and we've got 33-year-old, the greatest of all time, Ma Long. He's only got one shot at this title. The return of Fan. Well, he's back. His palms are sweaty, but his knees are anything but weak. I think his quads are heavy, and they are strong and ready.
5, 6.
The way he's captured points there, I mean, think about it. Neither player has a timeout left now. He was in real trouble. It looked like it might be an anticlimactic sort of finish here with Ma Long running away. But that's not what the crowd came for. They might have been rooting for Ma Long. Who knows? They're a pretty good mix of fans here. But I think seeing it come down to the wire, this is what the world wants.
Yeah, what a comeback in that game from Fan. He was 1-6 down, and then he won 10 of the next, how many? 12 points.
Final game. Fan to serve. Love all.
So game 7, Fan Zhendong to start with the serves.
Love 1.
And no messing around here, quick into the rally, and Ma Long ready for that fast pace, spin, and then deep. It's interesting watching his thumb come up on his backhand, the way he just sort of guides it back and pushes through to the deep corner.
1 all.
That fanning shot does not come down. It's been pretty close to 50-50 now. I think it comes out when he realizes there's heavy spin coming in, and it's going to be just a bit too conventional and comfortable for Fan Zhendong if he gives it back with steady topspin. But in the pace here, it's the forehand-to-forehand rally favoring Fan Zhendong.
Yeah, again, good backhand shots from Fan, playing that ball down the line and ready for the cross court.
From time to time, you'll see the racket come behind the head of Ma Long. A lot of spin on that. You could see how quickly the ball was accelerating off the bounce. Ma Long trying to stay loose out here. Fan Zhendong slowing it down a little to play it out in front and change the timing for Ma Long. Watch one more time Ma Long's final shot in this rally.
He did well to move to his backhand and play the forehand topspin. Just couldn't follow it up with the backhand counter shot.
The pace, the heat. When Ma Long slowed it down for a minute, waiting for the opportunity, it never came because Fan Zhendong just exploded on the next backhand.
He's found the range on his backhand again, just as he did in the first couple of games. And Ma Long on the back foot now. He cannot afford to just return the balls, and he can't afford to just block the balls. He has to go for winners himself.
Good spin here, keeps it low, keeps the pressure on. So with the towel break, 2 points between them, he would not have wanted to have to switch sides at 1-5 down. In game 7, they will switch sides when one player reaches 5 points to keep it balanced in terms of time on each half of the table. The fan club's getting at each other now, fighting for supremacy of crowd support. This is gutsy. Ma Long a few times has been punished for slowing it down, but if he's changing the depths on the table, it's going to break the rhythm and make it more uncomfortable. Avoid the sweet spot of Fan Zhendong. Interestingly enough, it seems similar on the table. Still fairly close to the baseline.
You know what you said about the similar shots that were played in the point previous to the last one. It's just such a slight variation in the direction of the ball. Sometimes just even a couple of inches on the table can cause the opponent to make the mistake, and that's what happened with Fan. But he's taken a 5-3 lead, and he's got 2 serves to come. The players have changed ends at 5 points.
6-3.
Now, on the rare occasions that I've seen Ma Long beaten, there's a look of stress that seems to come over him. But at the same time, a good percentage of those times he manages to find his way out, to turn things around. Fan Zhendong has suffered some very painful losses at the hands of this man. Oh, and a break off the net in the rally, a 4-point lead. It doesn't feel like either player's had too much fortune. It feels fairly balanced.
Yep.
Good spinny opening backhand from Ma Long, but now things start to get really tricky for a player who was looking to run away with game number 6 and the title. Powers in just that little bit extra, and the ball doesn't come back on the table. He's going to have to be on ice for some time, I think, after this match, Ma Long, but he's willing to put it in now. He once said his only fear, Ma Long's only fear, is injury. A good look at the short side of the table, but at the second towel break, it's Fan Zhendong who's up by 4 points. The way he took the first 2, it seemed like it could be a runaway match, but there have been twists and turns throughout this epic match.
It was a correct play by Ma Long. He knows he has to go for the aggressive shots, and if he had pulled that one down the line, it would have been an amazing shot. But Fan Zhendong 3 points away from the title.
Parallel backhand from the Dragon. Still a long way to go, but he closes the gap to 3.
That was such a short backswing on that forehand from Fan.
And the big backhand, ooh! I think Fan Zhendong asking, did it? Ma Long said no. If anything, it would have been the side from there.
Yeah.
I mean, at least the way the ball was played. Let's look at it one more time, though, just for curiosity's sake. I think it'll be interesting. Interesting. Ma Long. Well, clearly you saw Fan Zhendong's response. He said, okay, okay. 2 points between them now. Serves back with Ma Long. That is an excellent receive. He had to be so patient. Imagine that ball didn't come off the table. He would have been in hot water.
Yeah, that was such a brave return from Fan Zhendong. He had committed to that side of the table. He had to go through with that shot. It wasn't an outright winner, but lucky for him, Ma Long did not connect well on that counter-attack.
Just too much heat, and Fan Zhendong sets up 4 championship points. It has not been easy to get here, but when he brings out power like that in a rally, he starts with the Chiquita there, pretty much straight topspin, but a strong backhand opening and gets low. This is the Fan Zhendong that we've seen. The guy who is carried by the quads and twisting and turning, explosive power on both wings. 1 point away. Not yet, says Ma Long. The world #1 in red is 1 point away from securing that position with the most valuable Olympic-size points up for grabs. $2 million in prize money here, and he's 1 point away from a purse of $100,000 personally. Table hygiene taken care of, racket cleaned, and 3 championship points left. Fan Zhendong takes it! A huge win! A big boost of confidence, and world number 1 has some padding on the world rankings. The dictator has been dictated, and it is brother Dongdonga Fan Zhendong, world number 1, to be the first ever Singapore Smash champion in style after coming back in game number 6. Does just the same and controls in game number 7, a runaway in the business end, 11-7. He proves out here that world number 1 is here to stay for at least some time, Varsha.
Oh yes, there was so much of pressure on Fan in this match. The world number 1 against the world number 2, but he's proved that the world number 1 belongs to him. The way he came back in game number 6 from 1-6 down, he won that game 11-8. And it was so close between these players, really not much to choose between the two. But the last and explosive forehand cross-court from Fan wins him the match and the title.
Well, it was definitely a tough battle, and Ma Long called it, complimenting his opponent yesterday in the interview in English. It's so interesting watching that handshake, because I don't think anyone admires Ma Long more than Fan Zhendong. And I don't think anyone has ever wanted to figure out how to get over Ma Long more than Fan Zhendong.